Hello and welcome to RPGeeks, where we do Dungeons and Dragons and science set in the sci-fi world of Braxigantu. We are four science communicators. We love to play D&D. We love to talk about the science behind the sci-fi concepts that come up in the game. We'll be doing that section, the DnDebrief, as we call it, in just a minute. However, first, let's very briefly introduce ourselves so we know who we all are.
Who are you people?
Harmony.
Who are you here?
I use she, her pronouns. I'm a science video journalist, and I really like peas. Peas are great.
Oh, wow.
Ali.
I'm Ali. I am a science video maker. My name is Ali. I use he, him pronouns, and I really like those little flowers that grow at the bottom of my garden. They're a sort of violet colour, and I don't know what plant they're from, but they've started flowering.
This is lovely.
Okay, I'll do that. It's dark outside where I live, so
yeah, they'll look like
it'll have to be another time. Yeah, they'll just look like Simon. Yeah. You take a picture and it's just the character
Simon
from LA Noire, like just stabbing someone.
I guess that's me.
Oh God, Simon, yes.
Hello, my name is Simon. I use he, him pronouns, and I'm desaturated because I'm in Germany, which is in the 1950s, and I'm here for a work trip. And I also think peas are great. I think they're very underrated. I think that parsnips are also very underrated.
I don't like parsnip.
In the West Country, they have parsnips.
Parsnips, buttered parsnips. Oh,
Buttered parsnips. Salted butter, right?
Salted butter, of course. Can't do that. Honey glaze your carrots.
I agree with that.
But yes, I think vegetables are great as well. Speaking of, Emily Bates.
Vegetables? You're calling me a vegetable? Hi, I'm Emily Bates. I use she, her pronouns. Contrary to popular belief, I'm not a vegetable. I really like roasted broccoli. If anyone hasn't roasted their broccoli, cannot recommend it enough. Roasted broccoli, bit of salt, bit of lemon juice on top. Bang
Bit of balsamic vinegar.
Oh, yes, excellent.
Balsamic vinaigrette, eh?
Yeah, but yeah, that's it. What do? I do science video making too. Oh, right, yeah.
And what we're doing now in the show.
What we're doing now is the DnDebrief, the bit where we talk about science that came up in the game. Now, science that came up in the game. Science Emily wanted to talk about. They don't always match, okay? So, what we're going to talk about today is very relevant to Dungeons and Dragons. Very relevant. And it's the science of luck. And if there actually is any, and because I think it came up in chat one day. If you're not watching us, live,
last week we were very unlucky. I will say that there is relevance.
Badly.
Yeah, I rolled bad. Really bad.
We all did.
You did.
Yeah.
You were catastrophically bad the entire time.
So this isn't about stats and chances. When you say luck, you don't mean like.
We're going to talk about lots of different kinds of luck because there were some fun things, but we're also going to do it speedy.
Is luck real?
So, is luck real? Good question.
Okay.
Great. Does anyone know what the gambler's fallacy is? We're going to start there. Simon's put his hand up straight away. Go on, sir. Simon, what would you like to say?
It's the gambler's fallacy that if you lose money whilst gambling, you have been unlucky, and therefore if you put more money in at some point in the future, you're going to be lucky, and so you'll make your money back.
Yes, kind of. I mean, yes, it is that. But there's the simplest way to describe it, and the one that I like best, is flipping a coin, right? Heads or tails. And the idea that once if you're getting 10 heads in a row, obviously is, highly unlikely. But if you've had 9 heads in a row already, what's the probability of the next one being a head? And it kind of, everyone goes, oh, well, it's so unlikely, it'll never happen. But it's 50-50. Like, as long as those 9 ones are locked in and have happened, the next one is purely 50-50. That does not mean the probability of 10 in a row is 50-50.
It's going to say they're independent events.
Exactly, yeah.
Yes, but what does it tell you about the nature of the coin? Because it's
the
The
coin.
coin.
Why did you say that like Tim Curry?
The coin.
Bring
me a
I don't know how else to say the word coin. It is coin.
Make a character called
98 coins.
Hello,
Coin.
look at my coins.
Look at my coins. Anyway, the coin. Yeah. No, but I just wanted to flag the flip side is it tells you something about the coin if you have reason to believe that it should be a 50-50 split. Anyway, it's irrelevant.
Sure. But has anyone seen? I didn't put this in my notes at all. But the Derren Brown show he did. It was one of his TV specials. And he did like a lot of like horse racing and gambling things basically, and said to someone, I've worked out how to win at horse races, I'll always pick the winner, right? And as part of that, he showed himself flipping a coin 10 times and getting heads every time. And then at the end of the show, they went back and they showed the like day of filming it took for him to flip the coin 10 times in a row, and every time it went tails, put it down, started again. Hello, we're going to be flipping a coin over 10 times. Watch. And like, but when you see it in the show, you're like, what? And the same thing with the horse racing. What they did was they started with like thousands of people that they were like, we found out the solution to it, put money on this horse, here's the money, gave like everyone like £1. Then the people it didn't work for, they went, sorry, there's something wrong with the algorithm, knocked them out. And it got down to like the final day, and it was one person left, because in the last race, she was the only one who'd had the right number, but at every point they just said, oh sorry, we got it wrong. And with her, then they revealed everything, and they went, do you want to put a bet on where you think it's this one? And she was there like freaking out, put the bet on, and it did win, because obviously it fucking it's Darren Brown. But and it's really good. I have spoiled it entirely now if you haven't seen it.
What presumably they didn't show you was when they repeated that experiment before, and then the lady put the bet on, and then it lost, and they were like, "Well, we've got to do the whole thing again."
Exactly,
they might have.
Yeah.
We don't know. They might have done that as well. That makes sense.
Yeah.
That she might not have actually
likely.
been right. Anyway, so that's kind of gambler's fallacy, right? It's like Simon says, it's the belief that put more money in, or
surely.
And so originally it was just thought that it was just this human brain not properly calculating probabilities. But basically, there was a study done, and they set up like a neural network to do it. And the neural network that should be completely like statistical and things still started favouring the wrong thing, basically favouring the fact that it would be tails, even though it was still 50-50. And basically they think that, okay, so when you think of the human brain, like one of the main things the human brain likes to do is find patterns and find like regularities. And they think that there's something in it where neurons prefer alternating patterns. So it doesn't like the fact that it's like one after the other, because that doesn't average out. It's trying to aim for the mean, right? But if it's just one after the other, that's taking you away from the mean. So it goes, well, the next one must be the other way.
But that assumes it knows the mean, because what Ali said kind of made me think, if I was sensible, I would say, I've observed a pattern, this coin goes heads. I think I've observed something about the universe, i.e. this coin is likely to go heads. And therefore that's science, isn't it?
Yes, I don't know if they trained it on it flipping, like being,
it being,
and then when it did start to show that kind of...
It only works when you know for sure that it should be 50-50, right?
I think that's what it's saying, sorry, go on.
I don't want to go like totally off keel here, but that gets to a really interesting question, which is how much fundamental knowledge about the world is built into our systems at birth. So I only know one example, which is sort of relevant, but basically cool. you can train a baby to be afraid of a flower.
Have you been training your baby to be afraid of flowers? You're like, I really like those flowers.
The one at the end of the garden.
Joyce hates them.
You can train a baby to be afraid of anything. It's just a lot harder.
Well, this is the point.
Pavlov.
That is the exact point. So you can train it to be afraid of a flower, which isn't scary, but you can also train it to be afraid of a snake, and that's a lot easier, and it retains that fear. Yeah. So there is something inbuilt within our brain which says snakes more likely to be bad than flower-shaped things. So that is a hard coding of the nature of the world.
But the other famous example is language, right? The debate about whether language is hard-coded into human brains.
Oh, it's just
it is.
Brains are weird. No one knows anything. They don't know shit. Does anyone know? There's another fallacy to do with gambling. Does anyone know what it is?
Sorry.
What?
No, you just said fallacy.
That's how you say it, right?
Martingale? Yes, it is. It's just funny.
That's how you say fallacy. Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, wait, it's like been saying like fallacy or something.
Isn't it martingale? That's another fallacy.
Well, it might be,
or a betting strategy.
It might be another way of calling it. But this is called the hot hand fallacy. Hot hand fallacy. Now I'm laughing. So the hot hand fallacy is the idea that when you're on a winning streak, people seem to win more, and you can be on a losing streak and continue to lose, right? And I thought that was stop it.
Wait, what do you mean?
So there's like it's a fallacy, and so when it's a fallacy, it's something you kind of believe in your head. And
do you mean that I believe that I'm on a streak, whichever?
I'm on a winning
the streak isn't real.
Yeah, and so it used to be that you would think the gambler's fallacy and the hot hand fallacy can't really go together.
Yeah,
but they've found that they can, because people who won are more likely to win again in like a betting situation. So this was done on like online betting, and the reason is because you've got the gambler's fallacy, you start making safer bets even subconsciously, because so it continues your streak because you're more likely to, because you've been doing really well. I've won the last 9 bets. Number 10, if I want this to keep going, your brain goes, well, put it on this one. You have been doing badly, but this one's a much safer bet. Whereas the opposite is also true. So those who lose are more likely to lose again because they're sort of taking higher risks. They're like, well, I've lost so many times. There's no way I lose again. And so it's sort of this like cool thing. So like by believing in the gambler's fallacy, you create your own hot hand fallacy at the same, like within your thing. I just thought that was fascinating. And it's how I roll.
Oh, cool.
Because whenever I'm rolling and I'm on like a streak, I'm like, oh, I don't know if I want to, like, I suddenly only like roll when things are going well.
But equally, when you failed like last time, I kept rolling badly, and I was like, surely this time. Like statistically, it's going to happen.
Maybe this time.
Let's just do it. Surely this time. Yeah, exactly.
They're independent events, the little fuckers.
Like, where's the rest of my notes gone? Oh no, have I shut everything? Talk amongst yourselves.
There's also luck. Like, correct me if I'm wrong, the D&D noob here, but luck is also a re-roll, right? That halflings get.
Oh, okay, right. Yes. So there's 2 kinds of luck.
Well, they're lucky.
So, well, you have halfling luck, which means if you roll a 1, you can re-roll it. Great, really, halflings all the way. Then there's the lucky feat, which isn't to do with a 1. That's just you have a number of luck points each day, and you can roll dice. A d20.
Ah, okay.
Talking of rolling dice, I wanted to see if like rolling dice could be predicted and like whether there have been any studies, and there have. So basically, they did like this high-speed filming of dice, and they found that a dice thrown with a 1 on the top, this is on D6s, so standard.
Yes.
A dice thrown with a 1 on the top is slightly more likely to land on a 1 than other values for every other type. So we should all be rolling our dice with the highest number on top if we want a good result. That's what I will be doing for the rest of this evening.
Wait, hang on. Rolling it with the highest number on top. I don't
the one
even
you
know
want.
what that...
So if you want a 6,
like,
put the 6 on top.
Position.
And then put... And I got a 1. I got a 1. Brilliant. Excellent. just
and then how you roll it? Like, do you have to start like that and then roll?
It didn't tell me.
Because I was good at it.
Is this generalizable to dice with N like faces?
I have literally just rolled 3 6s out of 4.
They did it all with D6s. 3 6s out of 4. Ali's
I'm going to do it one more time.
Okay,
just
Ali,
one more time.
You have to start rolling with 1s on top of your dices every time when we
Oh
play.
shit, the bed.
He's the DM. No, he doesn't.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's the point.
Oh, sorry, I get what you mean.
Yeah.
4.
I did just roll a 1 on a d20 and got a 19, so that's good. From a 1 to a 19. So the initial position of the dice is like the biggest effect on what a dice will roll. Air resistance is basically like you completely negate it. It doesn't matter.
Any physicist could have told you that.
Yeah, but
you always ignore air resistance.
They were going through all the thing, but the friction of the surface that you roll onto is really important. So high friction where it can't slide, it bounces more, which makes it more
random.
Yeah, thank you. Because it's more bouncy, and so therefore it goes places. Whereas a smooth table, it kind of can just fall and then slide onto that number. So so if you want to, so basically you want to put the number you want on the top of your dice, and then roll it onto a smooth, and then slide on the
slide it.
Slide. Please slide your die.
But also interestingly, on the high speed videos that they did, frequently even with a bounce, dice didn't change the face that they landed on. Like it often, like it wasn't as frequent as they expected it to be. So like it was obviously hitting and just sort of like bobbing a bit more. I don't know like how they're going, but
this is presumably single die, because if you're rolling multiple dice, then suddenly it's
they're all hitting each other.
All over the place.
Yeah, I assume so. Yeah, I like this. In the,
is there any?
In the paper they wrote, I don't know how to use it practically in a casino. It's like good.
Just tilt it over. Yeah.
You wouldn't say if you did, though. Is there any work on how the different weightings of the different amount of paints? Like, presumably there's more paint in a 4 than there is in a 1.
I didn't see any, but there must be.
On a coin, you are slightly more likely to flip tails because the head has a more weight to it. Like they have extruded more matter on the tails side.
Whatever the tail is, yeah. I believe that. But like,
although
right?
It'd be interesting to see if you had a coin flipping machine, if you did it, for example, with coins with Queen Elizabeth on the back, like a 2p coin with Queen Elizabeth, and then ones with King Charles, to see how much of a difference there was because of the picture being,
Are there coins?
Complete tangent. On now? Has anybody been watching The Crown?
Yes, but I haven't.
No, I don't watch it.
No spoilers.
Okay, all right, then
Diana dies.
I was going to say the Queen dies in the end.
God damn it! Stop spoiling me for history, okay?
Has anyone watched Diana the musical?
No, but it's the worst thing ever, right?
It's so good. It's so Thriller in Manila with Camilla. Oh, it's so good. Anyway, it's when James Hewitt comes out the stage on a pommel horse and they all go, James Hewitt. It's like so ridiculous. It's so
brilliant.
Sorry, I did technically have more I was going to talk about. We'll talk about one more thing. And I want to talk about how we perceive luck. And so there's a thing called the optimism bias. Which I actually did my dissertation on in my final year of uni many, many years ago, and I did have to look it up again to remember what it was. And so the optimism bias is the idea that we think things are going to be better for us than anyone else. And now not everyone has it. There is the pessimism bias as well. You can technically have both, kind of like the two fallacies again. But so the optimism bias is things like it's things in the middle range, right? So not very, very, very unlikely or very, very, very likely. It's things that sort of sit maybe like 20% chance to 80% chance of happening. So things like, getting a bad illness or like cancer or not winning the lottery, because optimism bias and winning the lottery, you're not going to win the lottery, everyone. But and it can encourage like riskier behaviors because we just don't operate properly hang on, I've completely forgotten. Talk amongst yourselves. Because
so your mindset basically influences what you perceive the probability distribution function of your life, like life events, has been.
Yeah.
I knew a guy who was doing his research into serotonin at one stage. And so what I'm about to say was stuff that he told me 6 years ago and may not be accurate. However, on we go. So one of his ideas about serotonin was that basically when you plan into the future, you create a sort of a decision tree of like things that could happen, right? And then how things could, and if they went badly, you do one thing, and if they went well, you do another thing. And what he said serotonin did or might do is prune the negative ones, because if you just go down the negative ones, everything becomes so sort of sad and desperate that you kind of paralyze yourself. You don't do anything. You don't go down any of the trees. So you prune the negative ones. So you just believe the optimism ones, and you end up, which could be a sort of linking to why we have that bias.
So when I did the optimism bias in my time at university, which was some years ago, more than 6, shall we say, but it was like recent research had just come out around it. It had only been like labelled in the 2 years before. So it was sort of this very new, exciting thing, and they were like, we have no idea if there's any kind of structural or neurological physical pathway or anything. So that's really cool to hear that your friend was doing stuff. It's the one that I really like is they found that it's how people change their what they think it's going to be when they hear the actual number. So like their perceived idea versus the actual one, and then what they re-rate their perceived idea to be. So if their initial estimate is lower than the true likelihood, so for example, they said they were 10% likely to get a cancer, and then they 5%, they barely change their answer. So people still say around 10%, even when they hear the actual. Whereas if they said they were 20% likely to get robbed, and the statistic is actually 10%, they change their answer to 5%. So people basically just skew their judgment to be like, okay, I hear it, but it's this way around. And but that would fit really well with the serotonin and the tree thing, right? Because you want to prune off the ones that are bad, and so you want to continue following the happy pathway. And it means we want to update our beliefs on positive information rather than negative information, and it means we can stay optimistic even in the face of bad things.
And it makes perfect sense. If you designed something that thought that bad things were going to happen to it all the time, it couldn't do anything. It would say the safest course is to stay still.
Yeah, exactly.
Which evolutionary you're not going to get selected for.
And then you get pessimism
unless you are
bias,
very attractive.
You have to be really attractive if you're sad. That's the
like, word must spread of your attractiveness.
Helen of Troy, we're talking.
Yeah.
I'm just going to stay in the city, all right?
She's going to hide under
Maybe that's why she stayed in the city. She just didn't want to get out of bed. But everyone was like, but she's so
There's people
fit.
outside. There's a lot of people.
Anyway, so yeah. But then pessimism bias, that you do see it more frequently in people with depression and things like that. You see people who are more likely to change their beliefs. Pessimistic.
I'm okay with having an optimism bias. I'm quite happy. I feel like things are good. Things are going to be good. And I quite like to stay this way.
It's a good thing for your mental health, but it can lead to riskier behaviours. It's the only thing to be aware of.
Only a problem if they don't work out.
Yeah!
Which they will.
Because we're all optimistic here, everyone.
Are we optimistic about this campaign at this point?
That's what I was going to say. Are we optimistic?
You're
we'll
trapped
get
in
out
a box.
Of the
It's
I'm
no biggie.
not, but we'll find out.
John McClaning. Uriel is very
Yes.
John McClaning.
Yes, Uriel is fully John
Playing
McClane.
in the ceiling.
Yeah.
Sounds like a segue to
On
me.
which note, Bates, that was perfect.
Love it.
Let's take a quick break for 5 minutes,
Wiggle.
and then we'll see you guys back here. Maybe because Simon's not your dad, but maybe I am.
Daddy Ali?
No.
No. Okay, I'm going away.
Absolutely
Bye.
not.
I embraced it. I embrace it, and I embrace you.
Daddy
Dad?
Sharmony. What? Oh, I'm running away now.
Dad.
That to the RPGeeks. This bouncing is for the purposes of showing off our stash, which now Emily is also
Look at
wearing.
new merch.
I'm not doing it. I told you.
For those of you not on a podcast, we are in fact displaying some lovely t-shirts with some amazing artwork by Calamity Cass, who's done all our artwork, and it's all gorgeous. You can buy it at
rpgeeks.tmail.com. That's TEEMILL. rpgeeks.tmail.com.
So please do that. But no, there is no more time for showing off Simon's chest.
Tenebris's
area.
face is right on my boob.
Oh, the
Loves the
stretch.
boob. She is honoured.
It's not that
to be
stretched,
there.
actually. I think they've got smaller.
Uriel looks fucking tonk if I really stretch my
He looks swole.
Hang on.
Yeah.
No,
Sigma male.
I'm stopping. I'm
Alpha
not
male.
doing that. No.
Okay, let's
No, it's not
okay.
appropriate. Simon, stop it.
It's a family-friendly stream.
No, it's not.
We can dream.
Very much not.
I can dream.
We are 18 plus on all podcast platforms.
Dysfunctional
God.
family friendly.
We have to say explicit because we swear all the fucking time.
Sorry. Okay, no children. Good. Right, we are going to dive into the adventure. But first, we are going to introduce our characters for the adventure. And I shall go first, as usual, because I'm just the one already talking.
We love it.
I'm playing my lovely Tenebris. She's wonderful. She's great. Nothing will go wrong with any of her life situation and relationships. Tenebris uses she, her pronouns. She is a drow sorcerer. What's it called? Mind sorcerer. What am I?
Aberrant mind.
Aberrant.
Aberrant
That's
mind.
the one. I'm an aberrant mind sorcerer, which is really cool psychic stuff, which Tenebris achieves with a colony of microorganisms that just go into other people's brains a lot. So that's probably fine. Simon.
Hello, I'm Simon. I play Uriel, who uses he, they pronouns and is mechanically a dwarf monk. In our universe, they are, for video viewers, this character in the middle, they are
Take the top off. Take your top off.
They are a cybernetically enhanced human who is transitioning from being entirely biological to being entirely mechanical. And
It's so expressive.
His home kind of fell out of the sky, and his deity's kind of dead. So yeah, sad times for old Uriel. But they're very happy that they are joined by Infinity, as played by Emily Bates.
Hi, I'm Emily Bates. I play Infinite Skies 6000, otherwise known as Infinity. She's an awesome robot druid terraformer thing, and she looks like this. For those of you, I'd have to do it to the side. Hang on. And this, no, I can't see anything. I can't do it. I did put Simon on the screen. Oh, hell, this is me on the screen.
On the screen.
Yeah, it's me. This is what she looks like.
Look how pretty she is.
These are her
So
screens.
pretty.
They have stars on or skyscapes. I realised sky, like clouds, is not the same like to scale as loads of stars. Anyway, doesn't matter. And she's having a lovely time, but she is trapped in a box, courtesy of Ali Jennings.
Hashtag trapped in a box.
Hashtag trapped in a box.
Trapped
I
in
had
a
nothing
box.
to do with that.
Wait, were you...
It's the Bane thing all over again. Yes, I am the dungeon master for this game, but you may call me Fate Weaver.
Fate Weaver.
So, where were we? Our intrepid heroes, after having come out of the great crashed station of Martin's Bane, had been searching for clues as to what had happened within that spaceship. They had found strange metallic devices embedded in the heads of the people that they had fought within that cave. And on those metallic devices, a symbol of the great craftsman, Deadalus Grayne. I say craftsman, of course, she is a woman. Daedalus Grayne, and you came to the slabs, the great floating platforms above Gunka, hanging in the sky off these massive steel hawsers. Huge activity within them. Great steel machines climbing up and down, vertical, horizontal, moving along the gangways and walkways inside these structures. You found yourselves in front of the workshop of Deadalus Grayne, completely flat on the front, seemingly no entry. You had an interesting conversation with the door. You did not make friends there.
It was my fault. I'm sorry. I don't know what happened.
It was going rather well, and then it went really badly.
So well, and the door was actually
Shunned by the door, you made your way around the outside, searching for different places of ingress, and at last you found the ventilation shafts. You found your way in, climbed down stealthily, you had imagined, reached the bottom of these great tubes, and took some fire damage, just remember that. And then the floor fell out from beneath you, and Tenebris and Infinity, you fell into a steel cage. But Uriel threw himself to the side and is now holding onto the sides
Didn't try and
of this
save any of
ventilation
his
shaft.
friends.
Over this
We were
hole.
all doing it. I was the only one that was successful.
And you realize now, from inside, you heard the voice. And now, let's talk to you, my unexpected visitors. And this is where we find ourselves. So, as you hear the clanking and the crashing and the clanging around you of this workshop, with a feel of flames and fire as forges are being lit inside, you, Infinity and Tenebrous, are shaken against the inside of this box as you suddenly feel it being taken away and moved. You feel yourself being shaken from side to side, and then you feel something attach itself to the ceiling, and then you feel the box moving and swaying ever so slightly. Meanwhile, Uriel, you held yourself in place with your incredible upper body strength in this tight ventilation tube. You can see in front of you, one way, a set of fans blowing hot, noxious gas towards you, but at the top of the tunnel, a shaft of light pierces through, perhaps an exit point. So, with our party split, we will start with you, Uriel. What would you like to do?
So is the floor still gone from underneath Uriel?
The floor has gone, but your dex save of 22 means that you're pretty safe to move around as you wish.
Okay, so can I move past the bit of dropped out floor and make my way towards the... Well, what can I see below me? Is there anything else that I can see through the missing bit?
As the box has been moved away, you can see beneath you, about 10 feet down, workshop floor. So it looks like kind of bits of pitted and scarred metal. You can see treads where there's grip put on the floor, but nothing else. It seems to be empty. There's some paint markings there, but that's it.
Okay. Yeah, I guess move along to that shaft of light and investigate that. See what I can see from there.
Absolutely. You push your way, grasping the sides, and find this exit point. You see in the sides of the walls handholds. Clearly this is a service access point. You climb up. Now, above you is a hole, and out of it you can see the roof of a chamber. Now, before I describe it, tell me, are you sitting completely hidden in the hole, looking out of the top, or are you attempting to peer out at the whole workshop?
Well, at first, looking up to see if I can see any immediate danger, and then as stealthily as possible, poking up. But like, you know how like when you surface in the water, and you don't want your head first, you're like...
Yeah.
Like that. Yeah, exactly. Like Bates is demonstrating.
That's really cool. Sorry,
attempting...
podcast listeners. That was really funny.
We just saw Uriel's head appearing at the top of Bates's microphone.
Is this you attempting to be stealthy?
Yes, this is Uriel attempting to be stealthy.
Excellent. You know what to do here.
Well, now the thing is, I rolled so poorly last time that I know that this is going to go well this time. That's mathematics.
That's a joke for everyone who's just been listening to the DnDebrief. If you weren't there, go back and listen to it. It's great. That's a top joke.
Okay, here we go. I'm going to rotate my dice so there is a 1. Wait, no, I want a 20 on the top.
Yeah, don't put the 1 on it.
Don't mess this one thing up. The one piece of information from the DnDebrief.
What's the one piece of information?
Alright, here we go. Okay, the 20 is on top. That is a 5. No, it's more than that. It's a 16.
Has that got your... Did you roll a 16 or is that with a modifier?
Sorry, it's a 13 with a modifier of +3.
Oh, is your stealth as a mere +3?
Why does everyone shit talk my stats constantly? Literally.
You're a very individual monk. That's what people don't understand you. Okay, that's the reason.
I'm a
in a nice way.
Character. I'm a fluffy character, not a beardy character.
Fluffy.
That's in Warhammer terms.
Oh.
You peer out of this vent. You see a high vaulted ceiling, like a steel cathedral, down from which hang these gantries and hawsers and powerful, high-beam, tachybarric, bright white lights that flood the entire workshop from all angles in piercing, working light. Beneath you, and you look down, you're about 20 feet off the shop floor, which you can see is that same metal that you saw out of the bottom of where the trap was sprung. It's littered with parts and tools, and you can see around the shop the shapes of unique-looking mechanodroids, the kind that you would be familiar with from Martin's Bane, but modded in such a way as to be perfectly unique.
Do the thing that they do
in the centre of
the marshal. Exactly, and then they become a higher priority in the triage. You're thinking
a great structure, what looks like an ancient amphitheatre, but constructed of computer stacks and precision grade electronic components. Where the stage would be at the center of this amphitheater, where all the what looks like the seats are in fact these stacks come down, you see a single small chair with thick cables snaking out of it. That's the workshop. Now, the action taking place in front of you is a little strange there. What you see, first, a 10-foot by 10-foot by 10-foot cube,
with the
metal cube, swaying ever so slightly from a magnetized holding plate, being ratcheted up high towards the ceiling. On top of, not on top, hanging from the bottom of this box by 8 metal talons, you see a 12-foot high mechanized spider with
No.
Okay.
I don't like
with a gold metallic torso of a robot woman.
Oh, cool.
That's badass.
And the last thing you see
I feel like you're trying to feed a baby.
This is Ali's whole body. It's gonna feed the baby.
whizzing around
Here comes the drunken aeroplane.
through
I've
this
been drinking.
space. You see a human, a slight young
Scary.
gnome
Well,
with a shock of messy grey hair. You can see from this distance she's got scarlet leathers. They all seem to be covered in burn marks and bits of solder, and
yes.
her biological body ends at the waist, where it merges with a helicopterized platform that is swaying a little bit. And the whole platform is covered in graffiti.
Oh. I need
That's a lot to take in.
be our friend. Oh no.
And where are they all? Where is this happening in relation to this big amphitheater thing?
So the amphitheater takes up the main section of the room. It's clearly in the kind of the key workspace moment. This box is being winched up to the side of it. So the ceiling is very high above you, 100 feet, probably a bit more.
Okay.
And it's being winched up towards that part of it, but it's not within the amphitheater.
Okay. Can I see where the tube that I'm in? Where does that go?
So that this is the exit of the tube that you're in. So you're looking out of the service hatch, and if you look down the tube that you just came down through, that snakes up the wall and exits about 30 feet up the wall. So that would take you, almost halfway up the room. There is all sorts of stuff hanging from the ceiling, right? It's not like a big empty space.
Right. Okay, let me double check something. What is the range on that? Okay.
Simon?
Is there a spot within, say, 30 feet of me that I could move to and be hidden by?
Risky.
Bold plays, let's go. Optimism bias.
Yeah, there's lots of stuff to hide behind. You can try and move stealthily to that place and not be seen.
Well, as in, like, would it be possible to, for example, appear on something else that's hanging from the ceiling? Like, I'm trying to use Misty Step to.
Oh, I see. Yeah, absolutely. So within sort of 30 feet around you, right, there are these great kind of like platforms that have been built out. Some of them look a bit rickety. Some of them are clearly very powerful and meant to hold strong machinery. And there's all sorts of places around that you could build. It's like a big 3D structure, almost like a kind of like a beehive, but with like an ant's nest of different machinery hanging down.
Right. So can I possibly try to move to one of those platforms that would bring me closer to where the the cube is, but also have me be kind of hidden?
Absolutely. So the cube is now roughly 50 feet up in the air and being winched. So you could get basically level with it to one side. And this would use your original stealth roll to go with it.
Okay.
How far away would you like to be from the cube? And from the spider?
How far can a spider move? I mean, I've got the number 30 feet in front of me. I guess about that far. Like, close enough to see what's going on, but not close enough to be within spitting distance.
Perfect. Describe to me how you move to this place almost instantaneously.
Almost instantaneously.
Uriel.
Let me just use that one.
I'm writing it down for a DnDebrief, Simon. I'm putting it in big letters. Misty Step, Simon DnDebrief.
Okay, so I mean, the spell text is briefly surrounded by silvery mist. I feel like what actually happens is Uriel. You know how, like, in early 2000s CGI, they hadn't quite got character movement right, and like sometimes characters moved like impossibly quickly. Mm-hmm. I feel like Uriel overcharges their the servos in their legs and sort of spider muscles, and it leaves behind a thin shell of where their perspiration was.
No! Oh my god!
Oh.
That's your mist.
Uriel.
There's a perfectly formed sweat Uriel.
Sweat mist
for an instant.
Oh.
And obviously, it has to compensate for the massive G-forces that, you know, there are some stimulants being released into the body and all that kind of stuff. It goes floppy. Goes very floppy for a moment, like a ragdoll in a CG simulation from 2002, and then appears on the other side, a little bit
like
sickened.
a ragdoll that's just been fired out of a gun, basically.
Yeah.
Floppy.
You land hidden behind what looks like a great cutting blade vertically hanging down from the ceiling. But you're hidden behind it. It's not on, right?
Okay.
And peering out from this sharpened edge. Down
This is so much worse.
Where you've jumped from, you see a slight dent in the metal from where the pressure of your incredible thighs forced you up here. Is there anything else that you'd like to do while you're here?
No, I feel like Uriel would want to see get more data before doing anything.
Tenebris, Infinity, you are in the box, being lifted
Is the walls just solid?
Oh yeah, it's a steel box.
It's a blue box.
Tenebris, do you want to just hold on to my back, just in case?
I'm just like gripping Infinity. And then I will just say,
What do we
help!
do?
Don't hurt us! We're sorry for doing crime!
We're sorry for doing crime.
It wasn't really crime. Well, it was crime. Oh.
It's breaking and entering!
She didn't let us in.
We broke and then we entered, remember? Oh no, we
Did we
melted.
break? Oh, okay, I did, yes. Okay, yes. Well, I did the crime, not you.
As you're talking, you hear... Come closer to the box. What was that? What was that? Did you say something?
Please don't hurt us! We're sorry for crime!
Hello, we'd like to speak to Deadalus Grayne, please.
Yeah, that too.
It is she. What can I do for you?
Oh, good.
Besides throwing you out of my workshop immediately.
Oh, well, you're welcome to throw us out, but could we have a conversation? We need to talk to you. It's very important. Your door's very worried about you.
The door? Well, the door is simply a system that I created. It's a personality that I made in my own likeness, taking some of my tenderest and some of my most protective instincts and turning it into a machine, a tool that I use to protect my privacy.
But that's so sad. That means you're worried about yourself, but you don't even realise it.
Roll,
Roll everything. That was incredible.
roll an insight check.
Oh, yeah, thanks.
Good grief. Infinity therapist.
17.
That was
17. You...
It's turned around. All the bad. We got rid of all the bad
Shut up,
rolls.
Simon! It wasn't that good a roll. She's just got good insight.
do sense a touch of anxiety underneath her voice. You feel like she's on edge, and what you've said to her has struck a chord. There's a moment's silence, and then and one side of the box falls away, and up from underneath, 2 legs, serrated, smelling of hot metal and smoke, climb their way up over the hole. The metallic torso, golden, of a woman robot looks at you. You see 2 more legs creep in towards the box, into the box towards you.
and clinging
And then
onto Infinity. Just like
on the side of the box, you hear bang, 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 bang. A small rhythm tapped out with the feet. And behind this golden spider, a small figure, scarlet red top. From this distance, you see a shock of grey hair. And then a small woman, a gnome, peers between the space between the legs and the golden torso. Are you?
Hello, I'm Infinite Sky 6000, serial number 869197226 PMGB 1530ML. This is Tenebris.
And what are you doing in my workshop when I am very, very busy?
We think... I'll sort of look to Tenebris, I'll say... We think that some of your contraptions might be being used by bad people, and we wanted to talk to you and warn you. It's very important.
not us. We're not the bad people.
We're good people.
We only did the breaking and entering because it was really important, and we thought it would help stop the other crime.
Justifies the means.
Crime.
Roll a persuasion check. That can be both of you together or one of you with advantage.
Take it away, Tenebris.
Yes, thank you. I think that just was.
I believe in you, Tenebris.
Oh, do you?
I really
Do you
do.
believe in me? I don't have any D4s, so this is not helpful.
Roll a D8 and halve it.
Advantage? Not. Did you? Oh, I see. There's
You
guidance
believe
involved
in
as
me.
well.
Believe-
Oh,
The belief of a good
Philip
friend,
puts his
Ali.
hands on your shoulder.
Can you roll a D4?
Uh-oh.
Me?
Yeah.
Are you? That's my first one.
A 3.
25.
25. What colour are Tenebris's eyes?
Wait, I can tell you
Yeah,
that.
I was gonna say this is canonical, and I'm not actually.
They're
sure.
hazel.
Like a hazily brown.
Zoom
Yeah.
in.
Behind those hazel eyes.
Okay, hazel. Yeah, sure.
You
They're on
fix
screen. I didn't
this floating woman with your eyes, and you feel a very slight ripple across the. Oh my god, that is exactly what happens.
Listen to me.
For those on podcast, Simon has put his camera right up next to the t-shirt with Tenebris's eyes on.
It's quite evocative.
Yeah, fuck them up, Tenebris.
That's exactly how I sound.
There's a little Punch and Judy show sort of going on.
I'm just going to take the camera off of. I'm just going to put it on Ali.
It's
Now
just
no one can see you,
watching.
Simon.
Okay, right. Right, good.
Yes, so you
Focus, Simon.
lock
Focus.
eyes. You lock eyes with this young gnomish woman, and you see in her that moment where someone loses themselves for a second in the deep hazel of your eyes, and you can see that she has convinced that you mean no harm, but she still has her guard up. So, well, you've come here to warn me, have you?
Well,
What would you know about my work anyway?
we didn't before we found. Do you have the things?
Oh, yes, I do. I have one.
Oh, thank goodness. Before we found these, which were in people's heads.
You see her expression change for a second, almost as though emotions running across her face. Both of you roll an insight check very quickly. You can see she wavers
Natural
a little.
20.
The platform, natural 20.
+5.
The platform shudders a moment, and the spider turns ever so slightly to catch the eye of this young gnome. What was
13.
okay? Infinity. 13. So, Tenebris, you're still stuck trying to exert your powers of influence and persuasion over this one. You don't notice anything apart from this momentary kind of pause. Infinity, you look deep into how this young gnome is holding herself, and for a second you take in everything behind her as well, and you see the marks of someone rushing to do something, someone working flat out to complete something in there. Looking at the shard of metal, you see a flash of guilt, of shame, but also pride, a workwoman's pride. You also see confusion, and then the last thing you catch with a natural 20, you see her eyes flick around the room as though she were looking for anyone else in the chamber. Where did you find those?
It's an amazing bit of kit. We're very impressed.
Give it to me.
No,
Actually,
no.
roll a dexterity saving throw.
Go Infinity.
Oh.
Let's go.
Oh.
4. She grabs it out of your hand with the you can even and squirrels it away, puts it on the platform. The metal plates in the platform close around it, and you see binary codes start to on screens on the platform. The spider towards you, and you feel the pressure points of their legs, that spider's legs, pushing you back in the steel box. At that point, we'll go to Uriel. You are watching this happen, maybe 20 feet above your head. What are you doing?
Player knowledge is not character knowledge. Do
something stupid.
The thing is, from Uriel's perspective,
giant spiders trying to meet us.
Yeah, I like Uriel is preparing the people's elbow right now, and wants to like come sailing down from the, jump from the hiding place and try and tackle the spider. I feel like in that situation, that is just what Uriel would instinctively want to do. Because Infinity's in danger and Tenebris is also there.
Until you see whether the spider's eating us or not, and then you realise that like we're desiccated husks wrapped up in cobweb.
Yeah.
But did you hear the conversation? That's the other question.
That is a key question. Yes.
I mean,
were you listening out?
Okay, science chat here.
Instead.
This is a cathedral made out of steel that's full of machines. This must be one of the loudest environments conceivable.
Are you trying to
Deadalus Grayne have invented amazing
acoustics?
I don't think they would have cared about acoustics, to be honest. They're going to communicate to everything in machine code.
That's true.
We could hear
you trying to listen?
talking when we were in the grates, so it can't be that loud.
I assumed that was. I didn't.
That's in in an environment like that, it would be echoey with our noise, so we could probably hear ourselves.
No, but we heard
the environment.
When she talked to us in the box, I assumed that was over an intercom or something. Because we weren't anywhere near her at that point.
Were you trying to listen?
He was trying to. The Euro was trying to establish more information.
Roll a perception check with disadvantage.
Sure. Okay. I rolled the same result twice. My modifier is yes, and that's an 11.
Okay. It's very difficult to pick out the thread of the conversation. You hear the words, but you can see basically you see that this spider figure has not moved. They are set in this stance, opening the box. So they've opened the box and they're looking in, but they haven't immediately attacked. There's been a long pause. You can see that there's been a conversation between Deadalus Grayne and whoever's in the box, who you assume is Infinity again.
Deadalus.
But you are not sure what was said.
And then the spider starts moving in the box. Is that right?
And at this point, the spider has slowly started pressing their 2 sets of legs into the box. Whether you actually see that is another question. I think it is clear to you that something has gone down with the speed that Deadalus Grayne has just moved. You know that.
Yeah, I feel like if you see someone snatch something out of there and the big spider lackey starts to press inwards, I feel like you'd interpret that as things have not gone well.
Great.
So I feel like now, let me just double check. So I think my jump distance isn't 30 feet. So I think I need to spend a key point to get Step of the Wind and launch myself from the hiding place try and land on this spider.
What does Step of the Wind do for you?
Step of the Wind. Spend a key point to disengage your dash action as a bonus action on your turn, and your jump distance is doubled.
What? Okay, so 20 feet. Yeah, you can make that.
So yeah, people's elbow coming in. Uriel's.
You could wait. Hold up. You can make the box, but they are not on the same base. You can make the underside of the box. You can't launch yourself like a missile into the spider.
Right, because I'm at the same lateral.
You could attempt to grab hold of the spider's legs, but you can't, achieve ramming speed.
Oh, sure.
Because that would be coming down.
Let's do that then. Let's jump and try and pull the spider off.
All right, great.
That's dangerous.
Yeah, but Infinity's in danger, and Tenebris is there.
Roll an acrobatics check.
Right, so I'll just mark that I've spent a key point. How do I do that? I need to subtract one
but level
there.
8, you should know by now.
It's the interface that's different. It's
Interface.
it's D&D Beyond.
The interface.
It's just me trying to
It'll be
play
under
the fucking game.
features and traits.
Yes, apparently I'm not. Right, so I need to roll an acrobatics check. Same. That's a 13.
So you were attempting to launch yourself from a floating platform to another floating platform.
Attempting.
Here we bloody go.
Catch hold of a swinging spider,
The spider was static. The spider was barely moving.
but the platform was swinging. So you crouch, tense your legs, aim forward. You do the Usain Bolt point, look, and launch. You have ever so slightly misjudged this, you realise, as you fly through the air.
See Uriel go, "Whoa!"
Swan dive.
As you pass the spider, you realise you're approximately 4 hand widths away. You can't quite reach it. Is there anything you'd like to do as you sail past them?
What can the thing is, I mean, I could use my radiant attack. But I'm quite. I mean, how much good is that going to do? I don't think I
Do
have
we
anything.
see him fly past?
No, we're in a box.
In this moment, you do not. You are being pressed against the back of the box, and Tenebris, you are looking straight out, so you do not see this. But you might hear it. Are you making a noise, Uriel, or is this a stealth attack?
Infinity!
I'm just trying to work out if there's anything I can do, really. Yeah, I can't actually do Searing Arc Strike. I can't do Burning Hands because it has to be after an attack action, which is a little weird. Well, I suppose I could do the Radiant Sun. What's my intention
You're
here?
just gonna save yourself. Just don't die when you
Don't
land.
fall. It's a long way down, right? Like, I presume when the
It's
door
50
fell off-
feet.
That's
But I do
quite a lot.
have.
What's 50 feet in like stories of a house?
5?
Oh,
4 stories.
Can I use my reaction?
4 or 5 stories.
I
yeah.
have slow
That's
fall.
really high. Okay,
I
that's a
have-
reaction.
Yes,
okay,
you do.
good.
Yes, you do. Yes, Monk.
Yes,
Very
you
good.
do.
Very good,
Good.
Simon.
Okay,
Excellent
so-
monkishness.
I'll miss and then I guess do like a commando roll on the floor.
Well, you haven't reached the floor yet. So as you sail past, I'm sort of assuming that you have like squirrel flaps. So you sort of
I
go.
beg your pardon.
It's the it's meant to be the grabbing onto the side of things, right? And kind of that cool thing they do.
Oh right, yeah.
So you go starfish and you feel yourself slowing and you shoot past. Do you say anything as you go? Yeah, exactly. The goggles come down. The flight goggles come down, automatically deploy, and you are flying.
Infinity!
We're back with Infinity.
Clang, 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 clang.
You for a second you hear Infinity, and then Tenebris, roll me a perception check.
Yeah, me. No, bad at these things. Oh, that was a natural 1.
You see nothing. You're still locked eyes with Deadalus Grayne.
Oh yes, yeah.
It's an intense situation, but you do hear. Infinity, you see nothing pressed against the back of the box,
Can I just try and
and
poof the spider hands off? You know,
Just
when
before
if someone
that
put- you
happens.
do the poof poof.
Is that what you do?
Buff, buff.
Charmony, I'll give you a
and then you get a
self-defense
pencil and you put it between the
Knee him in the groin, head onto the knee. I'll teach you. Important.
Yeah.
Oh, tell me what does slow fall do? Sorry, does that mean you take no fall damage at
No,
all?
it
or just
Reduces
Awesome.
my full damage by 40.
So you still roll
by
the damage.
40, 40. Yeah,
40.
you're
You're
not gonna.
rolling. Oh no, you're 50
Yeah,
feet.
40.
isn't it?
It's,
So yeah, you're fine.
You take 20 points of damage, but that minus 40. You gain 20 hit points.
No.
You don't.
Oh, I feel like I could take on an empire.
Had such a rush. I feel so much better.
Uriel, you hit the deck and roll and come up holding a nut because the squirrel suit deploys nuts. Anyway, so...
But a hexagonal nut.
Yeah, I thought it was like a nut and bolt.
Yeah, it's like a hexagonal nut in my mouth.
Yes, exactly.
Like in my teeth.
Yeah. Above you, who is this?
Oh,
Deal with him. And the spider releases and falls to the ground.
great. Run into the edge of the box.
Hold yours.
I'm like, pyramid, like, Uriel!
Takes 21 points of full damage.
The spider! No.
Yeah.
Suck it.
Oh, ouch! Does it not have a... Okay.
Don't give him anything, Shamley.
And
Spiders don't take full damage in real life because of like the viscosity of air at that scale. If you're our size,
Spider.
boom! Welcome to the world of the Inviscid, bish.
Oh, I see what you mean in real life. Yeah.
And
Yes.
before we get into any sort of combattery shenanigans, Infinity, Tenebris, you both have a chance to do something. What will you do?
Is she still looking at me?
Is Daedalus still in the box?
Gone.
She has broken eye contact to look down to see where
phew.
Uriel has gone.
Because I was...
I'm going to run and look over the box and at where Uriel is.
You look out over the box, you see the spider on the ground, legs spread, lifting slowly its torso up, and you see Uriel crouched in a combat stance, one nut held between his teeth.
Please don't hurt him.
Roll a persuasion check. Who are you trying to persuade?
Daedalus.
The spider or Daedalus?
The room, but Daedalus.
Before you roll this, let's... Tenebris, what are you doing? Before you make this roll.
Is it very wobbly when Infinity runs all around?
Oh, you do start swaying backwards, yeah?
Okay, well, I will just try not to fall over.
Oh, makes me feel.
And I will just... I will say...
Oh.
I'll just say... Uriel, don't fight with the nice craftsperson!
I can't. It's a
Don't
very
fight.
loud room.
You're shouting,
Sorry, I said,
Uriel.
Uriel, don't fight with the nice craftsperson.
Craftsperson.
Okay.
That's what you said.
Craftsperson.
Tenebris, make a performance check to see if you can throw your voice hard enough for Uriel to hear.
Shall I roll my persuasion?
I got a natural 20 for a 25.
Yes.
Absolutely. Your voice carries clear as a clarion bell across the workshop.
I'm trying to tell Uriel not to fight the nice craftsperson, but I'm also
you-
trying to let her know, obviously, that I'm telling them not to, want it to be
Okay. Okay, so
as in, if Uriel stops trying to fight them, it would be
okay.
nice
Well,
for
with that
Spider not
so
to eat Uriel.
with that performance check, you have telegraphed very clearly
Telegraph, thank you. What I was doing.
that you want to de-escalate the situation.
Yes.
So Uriel, you have heard. Don't fight the nice spider person. Was that?
No, I said craftsperson. I
Don't
can't
fight the
really
nice
see what's going
craftsperson.
on, to be fair, so I don't really know what's going on with the spider, but...
Infinity, you are hanging over the edge, watching the spider and the monk square off from above. Daedalus is now looking at you, Tenebris.
I'm at the back of the box trying
This-
to fall out of the box.
At this point, we will go to Uriel's move, the last person before, to see what they do
Oh, God.
and what happens next.
Uriel.
You heard Tenebris
Uriel
on a
did-
natural 20.
I was going to say, like, normally it's Tenebris, but this is Tenebris on a natural 20, so I feel like, yeah,
It is very clear to you
Wow.
what she wants.
It's what I want. It was a performance check,
Yeah.
not persuasion. It's just...
Yeah. No, I feel like that would be effective. Like that would be that's certainly a moment. That's certainly hesitation, if nothing else. So I don't think Yura would take an action in that.
Okay. I'll take it.
Like the dodge action or something like that, just in case the spider doesn't listen, might be what.
But my point being, it would be hesitation. Like hearing that from Tenebris.
There is stillness suddenly, except for the swaying of this metal box and the thumping of pistons around you. The stillness lasts 10 seconds, 15 seconds.
That's our friend.
They're very
they're
nice.
Sorry about the breaking and entering too. We all came together to show you the thing.
And
have you seen what it is now?
Yeah, of course. The sliver you found. Yes. Daedalus looks down, sees this raw code passing its way across the screens that have revealed themselves on this platform. How can this has seen use? Where did you find this?
I think
on Martin's Bane.
You can't hear this, Uriel.
Oh, sorry.
I think it was in. Did I know that shit? Do I know that?
God.
You know.
She said.
You do not know where these were found. You know.
Was it in? We know it's in Martin's Bane, though, right?
Yeah, we know it was in.
You do know it was in Martin's Bane.
And
you know what you went there to.
Yeah. I don't exactly know, but there was a god and there were some zombie people.
We were on Martin's Bane.
After it fell down, we went inside and
we were trying to save people.
Not possible. Not possible.
What? Why?
No.
Tenebris, she needs help.
And you see Daedalus going up towards what looks like a hanging row of large boxes that could be the size of rooms, hanging from the ceilings high up on the sort of ceiling of the chamber. And with that, as she disappears, you feel some of the tension leach its way out of the situation. The spider stands still taut and ready, but still. What would you all like to do?
Is there any obvious way down the Tenebris?
Yep, you are hanging in the middle of the air.
Who's still got my belt?
You left your belt. Tied it on. You don't have one.
So what also happened was when I flapped through the air. Great.
So much flap.
Bye, belt. Sorry, belt. We're getting you a new belt, a better belt.
How many episodes have we gone where we could have bought a second belt?
Oh, so many, and we didn't.
Yeah.
And you know what? I like it this way.
What would you all like to do in this
She got inside
space?
one of the rooms, basically. Or she got
She has, yes. Sorry. So she's up and she's disappeared inside one of these sort of hanging chambers.
Are you hurt?
No, I'm alright. Are you okay up there?
Yes, we're fine. We just don't know how to get down. Is there a button or something?
Can I see a large, friendly red button?
Drop box button.
Don't press the red buttons.
Definitely not the red one. Okay, well, we'll just stay up here for a little bit, I think.
Is there any kind of command interface that I can reach?
It is apparent that no. I mean, this is a major workshop. There's lots of stuff around, but there's no obvious control panel. Like,
okay,
yeah.
I mean, I do have
and you would
one way
imagine that lots of this is controlled by Daedalus.
Maybe we should just wait for the nice craftsperson to come back.
Can I Oh, sorry.
And, hope that she will talk to us.
Yes. I'll just sit my legs over the edge and swing my legs.
As those two are
so scared of that edge. I'm like,
That's so sweet.
oh my god.
As those two are doing that, can I? And I'm imagining this is kind of Crocodile Dundee / Chris Pratt in Jurassic World, like edge closer to the spider.
Yes.
Yes, good.
You can, as you get closer and closer, and the golden eyes follow you, but there's no movement.
Can I touch one of the spider's legs?
It shudders beneath. Which arm are you touching it with?
It would be the metallic arm. Sorry, it's his right arm.
You touch it and you feel the cold of the metallic leg underneath it. Well, no, sorry, you don't. What you feel is hot metal. It shudders a little bit, almost like a horse. And you feel the servos crank up and then crank down. It's still.
Can I cast Speak with Machines?
Absolutely. What would you like to say?
Hello. We got off to a bad start earlier. My name's Uriel. What is your designation?
My designation? Ariadne.
Makes a lot of sense, actually. Yeah. What is your function here, Ariadne? Are you purely security?
I serve the craftswoman.
And do you like the craftswoman?
I love the craftswoman. She is the bringer of all light and beauty in this world. My mechanized universe.
I think at that point, Uriel's going to look up and sort of properly take in the surroundings and just how this is an entirely cybernetic world that exists within this little confine. How many of you are there here? Organics and synthetics? Is it just the two of you?
No biologics here, only the craftswoman. I have many siblings. We work, we build, we are beautiful.
You are in a biologically inspired way.
We take inspiration from all things. Elegance has no place in single-mindedness.
What is the purpose of this facility?
We build the finest machines, the finest tools that only the most powerful and richest may earn.
And who would that be? Who earns the...
Who earns my service? The service of the craftswoman.
Or who earns the products of the craftswoman? The wonders that she creates for others? Or who gets them?
The face, they get them. And you feel them shiver again underneath your hand.
My pen is running out. Gets the... Okay. Would you ever want to leave here? Maybe see the rest of the world?
What is leave?
To exceed the parameters that you were designed for in spatial coordinates, but to then explore new areas of the domain, and you can test yourself by applying your characteristics to an unfamiliar world. It's verification data.
You speak like a machine, but your words are that of the living.
You're definitely going to smart at that. Like, I am trying to be more like you. I'm limited by my biological parts.
We are all made for our purpose. You find yours, I hope. Infinity and Tenebris, you see the small figure on the flat machine plank of Deadalus Grayne, and now hovering in front of you, holding the sliver in her hand. She looks at you, looks at the sliver. I don't know why. You seem trustworthy. I can't explain it. But listen, where you found this, did you find anything else? Anything
we
bigger?
We think we did, but we went to see the archivist.
Oh, God.
Uriel might know more. He's from Martinsbane.
I don't remember anything from.
You can't hear this, Uriel. Shush.
But why? Sorry.
Keep talking to your spider.
Wow.
Martinsbane.
What is it?
You know, I worked on a number of things for Martinsbane. I helped them on their great projects.
Uriel would love to
Surely
speak
not.
to you. Could you take us down to Uriel so we can involve Uriel in this conversation?
It is his.
Yes. Yes, very well. The box lowers, and now you're all standing together around this spider. So, Uriel, is it? Tell me, you saw a larger version of this. She holds up the sliver. What? Where? What was it doing?
I don't remember anything that happened in Martinsbane. We went to the archivist, and we've got some knowledge as a result of that, but the price was we can't remember what we did in Martinsbane.
This is absurd! It's absurd! Listen, can you tell me anything? What even was in Martinsbane? Why were you there?
We were looking for other survivors from the crash, other members of my order.
Just to be clear, you know that you have not forgotten that you went there to save your god, and Sahara has told you that you killed them. Okay, just so you know.
I know about them. Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
This is getting
you haven't told anyone, of course.
I
Sorry.
didn't tell anyone about this ending. Just
You're
FYI.
absolutely right. It doesn't make any sense.
What is it for? What does it do?
This is an interesting contract for me with certain. She is. She sort of squints at you, but you can see that she's still sort of messed up in the head a little bit about what's just happened. She's still trying to compute things. There are highborns who wish for things that I can make. This is one of them, and I had hoped never to see its like again. I rarely sully myself with tools of such potential evil. And yet, I admit freely, perhaps I made a mistake this time. This, she holds up the sliver. This is a kind of neural. It is a mind control device. I don't know how else to say it. You simply place it within the body of anything which doesn't have too much free will of its own. A simple robot, for example, or a corpse. Biological material that is no longer functioning as it should. And it should give you control of that object.
Like it could make zombies.
I wouldn't call them zombies. I would simply call them robots repurposed. But if you must, yes, I suppose.
Would it do anything to like a god?
Tenebris.
Tenebris
says no such thing as
snap
gods.
their head up.
Hypothetically speaking.
And she comes very close to you now, and you see the pale golden flecks in her eyes, that shock of white hair framing her head like a cloud of smoke. If by God you mean a great and powerful being from which one might extract knowledge, I would say maybe? Did you mean that?
I don't know, I'm just repeating what I heard.
What did you hear, Tenebris?
Okay, don't freak out.
How much do you actually know?
I don't think I know anything.
Okay, look.
Has my memory been wiped fully again?
No, after our memories got wiped, I asked Sahakuya what happened, and then I didn't tell you.
Oh.
We met Sahakuya? Sahakuya's...
I remember that.
Did we? I can't remember which bit we forget from.
We forgot going into the room.
The god bit.
Oh, okay, from that
The
point.
room.
Well, thing is, she said... Okay, she said... I said, what happened? And she said, you killed my god.
We...
Who did? We did.
I don't know, that's just what she said, okay?
That's impossible. They must be mistaken. There's no way.
Can I look at Daedalus at this point?
Yes. Are you trying to intuit something?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, roll an insight check.
Like, is she expecting it to be the god to be dead? It's 24. Hey, guys, putting it on a high number does actually fucking great.
That sounds like a certain fallacy.
Disagree.
I did know,
You can tell that she, with that 24, you can tell that she hoped that it wouldn't, but that she expected something like that might happen. And on top of that, that's her feelings about the device. You get that sense, but also a grim realization about something else.
Oh, I just remembered, she said we pulled a drill out of someone's head, out of her head. I don't know if her is the god. And then something about there were also zombie pals, but she didn't seem happy about having friends who were zombies, so I'm guessing maybe that wasn't a good thing. And something about their heads as well. Maybe more drills.
Minerva.
No.
Daedalus.
Did it look like this? Holographic image. A
really don't
long,
know.
thin, evil-looking drill. People are useless.
Ask the archivist. It's their fault.
No. Shut up. This is the problem with dealing with humans. I've said it before.
I'm a robot.
I'm mostly a robot.
Okay.
Yes, you are. You are a robot, but a very old model, not one that I would expect to be able to do these kind of computations. Now, everybody be quiet. Everybody be quiet. Shh, now. I delivered the key drill. I gave the slivers. Somehow this is linked, and I don't know how.
Well, you need to tell us what you know so we can help you.
Make a persuasion check.
knows. Nope. Persuasion is a minus, not a plus 9.
That means no where I am.
9.
I don't know if you're ready to hear this. I don't know if I'm ready to tell you.
We have been trying to find out so many things. We are on a really important mission for a satellite. And we think that Martin's Bane falling from the sky and the other satellites falling from the sky, it is all part of something that could happen again and that could be dangerous. And if this maybe has something to do with that, then I think it's really important that...
Was the god meant to die?
Roll one more persuasion check, Tenebris.
I want to.
like Alice Ross's name.
Oh, Miss Charisma. Let's go.
24.
Again, you catch her eye, and you set her emotions. You use the tiny changes in your face muscles, the warmth, you reach out and touch her arm, and you allow her to trust you. And for a second, you realize the power that you have, Tenebris, and you feel yourself lose control. Roll.
Uh-oh.
Now, you cast Detect Thoughts.
I love
What
it.
is your DC?
We love Detect Thoughts. It is 16. We just want to get to know people better.
So you go straight into the deep thoughts. You fall into her memories. And what you see her, Deadalus Grayne, sat on her floating platform, looking up at a holographic image that hangs over this amphitheatre. It's dark outside. You feel tiredness. You feel all of these conflicting emotions, excitement, but also fear. And you look up and you see a face. A face of patchwork flesh, stitched together, of different sized eyes, in a body and a torso that seem mismatched. The redness of the cheeks from a metabolism that's heating up, overheating. A body that is pulling itself apart. You see bulges under the skin. Bald head. And this holographic figure stares down at Daedalus. You're almost watching from the outside now, and you hear this voice, high, querulous. When will it be done? And Daedalus, it is coming, it's coming, I promise. It will be done, and you will make it. The ones that I serve will not be thwarted. The throne must be ready. But now, not. For a second, before the hologram dissipates, you get the sense that that holographic figure was looking at you, Tenebris.
8.
You're pulled into another memory. You see Daedalus working frantically, pulling scraps and scars and pieces of metal together. You see a blueprint. You see an amphitheatre surrounded by all of these different bits of electronics. In the middle, you see a throne. Everything leading towards. You can see that all the electronics and the circuitry are moving towards this one place. You see next to you intricate parts, pieces of machinery, things that you've never seen before and you know are different. And you're sucked back out, staring at her.
I think I'm going to kind of like take my hand off her arm and just kind of like take a step backwards. Sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't. We just. We. What is the throne for? And then we're going to look up at where the chair is, right?
Yeah. I'm going to ask you to roll one last charisma check. Sorry, one last persuasion check. And all of you can do whatever you want to add to this, but you can see that Daedalus is on the brink of telling you something.
I'll put my hand on Snobrus's shoulder. Just a loving infinity hand.
I get the sense that infinity believes in me.
I really do believe in you.
Can I
would like to guide you
try
in
and
this
tweak
endeavour.
their mind by basically trying to flatter them a bit by saying what an amazing looking construction it is?
Oh, okay.
You can absolutely try and do that. So while this is happening, you're going, oh, this is... how
when
does
they
that
say,
sound?
what's the throne for? And being like, it's a thing of beauty.
Wait,
that
did we
you've
hear the
constructed.
throne thing?
No, you don't. Oh,
We
no, you
didn't
do
hear
hear
that.
to
Yeah,
never
the out loud
ask the
question.
question.
I
Yeah.
said, what's the
Oh,
throne
yes, of course
for?
you did.
Looked
Sorry.
up.
Yeah.
Were you doing anything, Infinity?
Guidance.
I got
Guidance, okay.
Guidance.
I will say that as much as Daedalus appreciates being complimented, she isn't vain. So
Okay.
it'll be a straight roll plus guidance.
$15.
Do you add the guidance?
Yeah.
Okay.
I rolled a 4.
Hey, that's pretty
Good
good.
grief, those modifiers.
Yeah!
You saw him. Them. Whatever that is.
I didn't mean to, but I saw them speaking to you. They wanted you to please make that.
Please
Why?
tell no one. Tell no one. I took the job because it was something I'd never done. It was so perfect, such a beautiful idea. The technology that they offered that came to me, I couldn't refuse. But just I could never see what they wanted it for.
What have they asked you
God.
to do?
I must build this construction. I must leave places. In the sides, there are sockets that must be filled, and I do not do that. And I cannot tell you anymore.
Is this for the face?
The face. That's all I ever see is the face. That's all I ever see now. I just want it finished. I just want it done. I surely it's not too much to ask. I'm simply a worker. I do my job. See this? All of this. It's nothing. I give it up in a second. I just want the job to be done. I just deliver it. I give it back. They want it. I make it.
Maybe we can help you finish it.
I want very much for this to be over. Can you help me? Can you find them?
Maybe.
Find what?
People
I
that
fear I
asked
will
you.
never be free. I fear I will never be free.
Did the person who asked you to make the throne also ask you to make the drill and the slivers?
They asked for everything. I've not even left here in 4 weeks. I live off toenails from the vendors outside. I've done nothing.
They're quite
except slave on this
strange
project.
Is this the last thing they've asked you to make?
I can't. This is it. This is what they wanted. They point up at the amphitheatre hanging with this chair hung in the centre. This is what it was to be for them. The drills, that was the start. But this great construction, and almost for a second, you can see a kind of hubris. Like, she is in pain, but she's also proud of what she's built. So powerful. So new. It were never attempted. And now in the hands of that thing?
What's it meant to do?
She doesn't know.
I don't know. I can tell you one thing. I never saw them. I saw only the hologram. Only the instructions they sent me. Everything came to me in unmarked crates. I was never even allowed to see half of the components. But I did receive the money. And I am not so blind as to know who pays me. I can give you a name.
Please.
But I do not know what you will do with it.
Maybe you don't need to.
Jai Vrajaram Rojas.
Any chance you could write that down for us?
Jai hyphen Rajaram
J. Yep.
RAM
Oh, AM, sorry.
Rojas ROJAS.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you.
If you need anything else from us, I don't know how we can help you. I'm sorry.
I just need you to find this. I need you to find what's happening here and please, if you see anything with this mark, she holds up the sliver with the Mercedes-Benz symbol on it. Please, let's try it.
Of course.
Do any of us recognise that name at all?
Tenebris, you do.
Oh shit! Where's my notes? Shit! God! Shit! Okay, I'll look it up.
Okay, but we don't, obviously.
You do not know.
Look, Braxigantu's a big place. I mean, where should we even start looking?
I know where we can start looking.
Okay.
We will go back home and we'll make a plan and Deadalus Grayne, if there is anything else we can do, anything at all, we will, okay?
Please, forget you were here. Seems to be something you are quite capable of doing.
You're not any good at giving memories back to machines that might have lost them.
I sense in you something that is beyond even my skill. You are, and she looks straight at you, Infinity. There is something odd about you. I'll be happy when you're out. Go, all of you now. I have work to do.
She called me old, and then she says I was odd. I broke your grate. Sorry.
Is there a door? Will we find the door again?
The door is up the stairs. The only stairs. It's a ladder. It's not even stairs.
Okay,
Climb the
we're
ladder.
going.
Up the stairs. It's out of the front door. Say goodbye to the door. Thank it for being so kind and vigilant on its work. And Ariadne, we'll see you out. Come on, jump, jump. And then you hear...
No. Oh, you've seen out
and
my
the
spider.
starts.
I'm like,
Ariadne, it's all right. We're going.
Don't let it touch me.
Yes, you are going.
If
And with that, you... Is there anything you'd like to do before you are chivvied out the door?
very, as we're kind of being made to leave, it's like, if that device has been used on Minerva, are they still alive now?
Ask your friend. And out of the door, it shuts behind you. And we will take a break for a second. And we'll see you guys in 2 or 3 minutes, or 3 or 5 minutes.
a while.
A little bit.
Undefined
I need to
while.
wait.
Yeah, an
Sometime.
undefined while.
In a time.
Thank you,
Goodbye.
Will.
Don't go anywhere. Or do, but then come back. Goodbye.
So, where were we? After having been ejected from the workshop of Deadalus Grayne, you got back into the car, Volvo, which had been taking you around the city.
I'm so glad. I thought Volvo might have left. Okay, Volvo. Oh.
Volvo just been around, catching up with old friends, and obviously, although it sounds like from inside the car, outside, as you swoop your way through the cityscape.
Is this the Cars universe? I've just realised. Like, is this like the Pixar Cars universe?
But in the future, or not?
But in the far, far future.
Volvo just wants to be a school bus. So
Does
it's not-
Volvo know the door?
I
Did we
forgot
ask
about
Volvo if Volvo knew knew Tom, the doors long enough?
There's no way the cars know the doors.
That's basic science,
Come on,
Charmony.
Charmony.
Sorry, I'm just being silly. Anyway.
Volvo tries to be helpful, but clearly thinks the question's a bit ridiculous. But they're trying to be kind, so they don't say anything. They're just like, "Oh no, man, I don't actually." And through the steam and the mist of Gunker, and in and out of the cables, you make your way as dawn is slowly breaking through. And dawn in Gunker is a funny one. Essentially, what happens is
Did we go to Daedalus at like 4 in the morning?
Oh no, did we?
yeah.
Oh no.
Oh,
We forgot that part when we were breaking into the house.
I didn't
to chat
realise
to
it was
them
the middle of the night.
when the door was
Oopsie.
worried about them and they probably needed their sleep and should have been asleep.
That is
Yeah.
one dedicated toenail salesman. If they are up at 4 in the
Oh,
morning,
yeah,
chasing that sale.
it's like a little news agents on the corner, right? Like 24/7 and like selling
Yeah.
like when they've got the stuff that's in that like heated bit and you're like, how long has it sat
Yeah.
there? And that's that.
They were just glad to have like some relatively normal customers. I bet the toenail salesman in the middle of the
Daedalus.
night.
It does not get the best. Yeah, it's just Daedalus, yeah.
And that's
You
why
guys
no
think
one
you're
believes
relatively
that.
normal.
Ouch! For this world.
And I was
We're not celebrity craftspeople who are just like coming
Yeah.
out looking like
Being like,
stressed to heck in the middle of the night
toenails.
in a way that no one will ever believe.
Yes, I'm working on a commission for a giant face.
On giant face commission, please.
Crunch, crunch, crunch. Anyway, I'm talking to my spider, Ariadne. Oh, it's lovely, isn't it? Anyway, tough enough. Nightmare
Snorting the
fuel.
toenails.
Oh god, my nose is bleeding so much.
So, and you land back at the Hanging Gardens, the elegant plush part of the city where the rich and the powerful live, and you make your way up the pathway to the beautiful oak door of Saib Vivagi's house. What are you doing at Saib's? You've come back to what?
What? Tenebris, you said you wanted to come back, didn't you? That is.
What are we looking for? Do you think Saib knows Jai Rajaram?
Yes. Yes, she does.
Okay, great. Do you think she'll know where we
There's
can
a
find
start.
them?
Yes.
Perfect.
Yes.
Can I?
I could have a
Ins-
little break, a little recharge, and then maybe we could head out.
Can I have some level of insight into Tenebrus's seeming reluctance to say anything more?
Yeah, roll an insight check.
Probably do that too, but she's not going to.
Insight. Wow, how is that my best stat? I never use this.
Because you have good wisdom. Because you're a monk.
Oh, it's off the table. Doesn't count.
Oh, it's wisdom based. Damn.
That is a 19.
Wisdom and dex.
Oh damn. Oh damn.
Daniel.
Damn, Daniel.
You look into Tenebrus's face, and despite yourself, you've realised that over the time that you've spent with her, you've started to understand her a little bit more. And what you see is that she is hiding something she's ashamed of, and you can see that she is torn.
Is everything all right, Tenebrus? You don't seem very happy that we've found out that we know someone who knows the person we're looking for.
Oh no, that is good. Like, they are. Yeah, Jairajaram we can find because like people know them. You know, they are. That is great.
Are they dangerous?
And, well, I would have said like, no, don't be silly. Apart from the fact that apparently, you know, they were involved in making a scary hologram. Give Daedalus lots of work to stress her out. So,
right,
who knows what they're involved with? It's their family. We should go in.
They've got something to do with whatever happened in Martinsbane that doesn't sound good.
No, I don't know if the equipment that Daedalus made, you know, killed anything directly, but it's certainly being used probably by whoever is responsible.
There's got to be some misunderstanding. There's no way. It's they refuse to believe it.
Well,
Daedalus expected the god to be dead.
Well, that's just not going to happen, is it? It's a god.
It's just a powerful machine, Uriel.
It's not. It is divine. It's something that it's difficult for other people to understand. I know, but it's divine. There's no other word for it.
we should get some more eggs or something, don't you think? Like eggs.
I'd
beans,
like to try something else.
Bacon.
Don't think I've ever had bacon.
Okay, they sometimes they'll do mushrooms, but they're not so good, you know. But
you know what? Oh, I have had mushrooms. No, I haven't.
we had some mushrooms. Mushrooms are great, but they like only have like it's like they only have like one kind of mushroom or like two kind of.
You know what we haven't done for a while? Drunk. You know, when we had alcohol, that was fun. I enjoyed that. Then Uriel shot someone. That was bad. But other than that,
I did do that.
That was bad, Uriel. Don't be happy about it.
I don't think we should.
Drunk is normally like a late in the diurnal cycle kind of activity.
Oh, right. Not just when you feel like it.
No. I don't think we should drink here because things always get a bit funny when.
In my programming, it says mimosas in the morning. I don't know if we did.
Hey, let's ask Jeremy.
Infinity's just got the absolutely fabulous, like, you know, social guide for it.
Infinity. Okay,
Jeremy.
Oh yes, Jeremy.
Is the mistress in?
Yes. I believe so. Yes. It's late at night. I believe she's been sleeping. Actually.
Is it late at night? Is it the morning?
Well, apologies. No, of course. I rarely see the light of day, you know. But yeah, she came back late, and she's an early riser. You know that. She'll be just doing her ablutions, I imagine.
Yeah, we'll just stay here because that's probably fine, and then we can just chit chat and drink mimosas.
Can we have
So
a
you
mimosa,
come now
Jeremy?
to the kitchen.
Yeah.
Okay, so here you are in the kitchen, and Jeremy is preparing quite a lavish breakfast, you see. And
Morning eggs.
Don't be silly.
you
now.
can
Calm down. That is not the time
you
for
can
eggs.
you do see a pan that says morning along it. It's got morning written on it, and
Morning
there are
pasta.
eggs frying in it. So it seems to scan. Of course, but it was a little morning refreshment. We're all tired after a night's exertions. Morning mimosas, did I hear that?
I would love a mimosa, please. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Fabulous.
You have excellent taste, if I may say so. And then they walk over, they start putting together.
What's a mimosa?
Drink your
Mimosa, dear sir, is this. And they put down, what is a mimosa glass? Is it
It's a champagne
is it
flute.
kind of a triangle?
Champagne
Yeah.
flute.
Oh, of course it is. Put down a champagne flute with a little slice of orange in it. It says orange stretched fresh off the Farange orangery planet, only the first.
What's the
and-
difference? Out of universe question. What's the difference between a box fizz and a
I
mimosa?
don't think there is one.
There isn't one.
Oh, what?
Both Buck and Mim invented the same
I'm gonna
drink.
check. Fucking Mim.
The Mim
I can't
fizz.
believe it's a mimosa, but it's just a box fizz.
You sit down to your drinks and
It's not true. The only real difference between the two drinks is that mimosa has a lower alcohol content with 2 parts orange juice, 1 part champagne, whereas the Bucks Fizz reverses. So I would like a Bucks Fizz.
I was going to say, I've only ever heard of a box fizz.
We always say Bucks
Says
Fizz.
something about my parents.
Which, yeah, right? I was going to say my parents only, but I thought it was the same thing, but it's not.
Jeremy nudges you in the knees. Of course. And then just starts, he gets you a bigger glass, pours it and hands it to you. It's basically like a bucket.
So middle class. It's just so upper middle servant, upper middle class. Okay. Just the image of Uriel monk robes holding a mimosa glass.
With no belt.
Doesn't really quite. Yeah. Jeremy, do you have any belts? Ideally rope belts. I quite like.
Or a belt
I've
and
noticed
some
your
rope.
style. Belts and rope.
Go into the mistress's special room.
Oh.
I
What are all these for?
I do, sir.
Saddle in here. What does she ride?
I didn't know she had horses. So many
Of course,
whips. They
yeah,
must be
there's
very
the
badly
stables.
behaved.
I wonder if Tenebris was ever allowed on a swing.
Are you drinking? I assume you're drinking your mimosas.
I'm
Is this
drinking.
your Bucks Fizz.
Yeah.
Drinking
Also,
away.
we may be
Excellent.
having a short rest, might you say?
Yeah, this would definitely count as a short rest, sure.
Yeah,
But you
my
will
wild
be
check
drinking
back.
and getting drunk throughout
fine.
that short rest.
I just want to get my wild
I
check
have
back,
one.
basically.
Not having any.
I don't take short rest.
And also, all
drink,
my hit points back.
you
Let's
talk.
go.
I'm going to stir mine and watch the bubbles come out until all the bubbles are gone.
Milady, would you like some more bubbles?
No, thank you.
Very well.
Oh yeah, my hit points have come back, haven't they?
Okay.
I need to spend your hit dice.
Yes, I need to mark.
The day is dawning throughout Gunka. The whiteness of the mist is increasing. The kind of general neutral density filter, if you like, is becoming less and less and less grey. And now there is soft white light that bathes everything, shining in through the windows of the kitchen onto the table. It's all very tastefully done.
So
Can I do the thing that I haven't done for ages and use Druidcraft to get the weather report?
Absolutely.
Project onto my screens a weather report. Speaker.
You reach up into the sky and down you get to, and you open yourself up, and out of your mouth comes the voice of the weather report. The Farthest range, light, decreasing, moderate. Moving north towards Mukinji, strong. Strong. Temperatures dropping over towards polar regions and down into the southern wastes. High winds. Gale warning. Dogger Dogger Bank. Left 5. Gunka region. Mist. And fog.
That's just
Outer Gunka, high sun. And it continues on in this region.
So the shipping forecast was obviously historically for mariners. So would like a Gunka shipping, sorry, like a Braxigantu shipping forecast be for space mariners?
For sure.
Would it actually be on like, shifting patterns and solar wind? Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
That would be awesome. And yes, 100% is that. But obviously you're not picking up this, you're picking it up from the satellite around this planet. But yeah, you are correct.
But it would also be like, presumably you'd have the regions would be named after the constellations in the sky above those regions? I guess.
There is no above,
oh, interesting. Yeah, probably.
No, it would be about, it would all be in relation to the whichever star you were closest to, right? Like, and you would be sort of
no, as in the regions on the planet. So instead of like Dogger, you'd be like Ursa Major, technically strong, or whatever. But I suppose from a practical use, you'd probably want it to be relative to the ground.
I think it would be. I think there would be a. There's a geopolitical. There would be a geo. What do you the geopositioning system? There'd be a geo. Yes, because the original scan of the planet that they would have been done before habitation would have commenced would have set down careful like bearing lines around the surface, and those would be set, and then all the sort of terraforming satellites would be affixed to those points. So that would be the one that they'd use.
Those are 100% also going to be like Sykes-Picot agreement straight lines that completely ignore anything underneath it, and it's like wildly impractical. But it's the way that we've done things, so we're going to stick with them.
Absolutely. Sorry.
So,
shipping
what
forecast.
are you all doing?
So, Tenebris.
We are agreed that we have to keep following the clues and find out what happens and also help Daedalus, right?
What did happen, and how do you know more than us?
I wanted to ask Sahakwill because we went into the room with her and then we forgot, and I thought, well, she'll know. So I said, "Hey, Sahakwill, what happened in that room?" And she said, she said, wait, I'll tell you. She said, you only went and killed my god and pulled a drill out of her head. And
that sounds like the opposite of killing her. That sounds like trying to save her.
I don't know what the drill was, and also my zombie mates. Zombie mates, she said. And I didn't want to tell you because, that wasn't exactly what I was hoping to hear. And I was like, well, maybe it's for the best that we've forgotten things and we shouldn't know these things.
Uriel, did you know there was a god on your spaceship?
Well, obviously.
What do you mean, obviously? There's... He said Simon. Uriel!
Well, that's why I'm down here. I was sent on orders, from the order to fulfill. Doesn't matter.
I'm
here in service of that god, and things went wrong, and now I've ended up here, and apparently now something's happened to Minerva, and
Minerva is your god, and she lives on your space station?
Well, she's forming on the space station. She'll eventually take form and travel out past Martinsbane and be in the void.
Oh, like I did. So not that much.
Well, I mean, like you in certain senses, in that traveling between the stars and being a void craft, but that's pretty much where the similarities stop.
She's just different.
Well, she's built different. She's, a god. Well, I can't really tell you how.
What makes her a god?
The blueprints that we follow and the nature nature of what we imbue in her, but it's not.
What do you
That's something
imbue
that
in
only.
her?
Well, I don't know all of the information about how she is constructed. Nobody has all of the information. It's scattered between various sacred texts, and it's reconstructed in part after what we find out from people who have avoided the mind wipes. And it's patchwork. All I know is the mechanical systems of how she's put together.
Mind wipes.
What the workers that construct Minerva and all of the previous void ships had their minds wiped so that they can't spread the information outwards. So what my order, and he's twiddling the Allen keys, we're from fragments reconstructing the blueprints. We're working out what makes Minerva.
But I thought that was forbidden. They don't want you to know. Won't you get in trouble for trying to remember?
Is it like if you pay extra money each month, you get to find out more? Because if so, it sounds like a pyramid scheme.
Sorry.
Uriel, I'm asking you a question. It's not funny.
Yes, so this is just a Simon. It's not Uriel. We're different people.
I know, it's just funny to keep staying in character when you...
It's something that, if we understand it fully, we can become more divine ourselves. So we're trying to understand and gain more data, and eventually we can join them.
Is there any reason we should have killed her?
Well, no.
Who are the people who are trying to keep the secret? Who are wiping the memories and trying to stop knowledge from coming out? Who are they, if they are not you?
Well, it'll be the people in charge of the shipyard. It'll be the Armada.
Armada. So you're going against the Armada?
Well, it's complicated. It's sort of a symbiotic thing, really. Well, it's sort of a sim mechanical thing, actually.
Nice.
That's very good.
Sim abiotic relationship.
Sim abiotic, that's good, yeah. Right. Uriel, we wouldn't have done anything to her without good reason.
I don't think we did anything to her. If anything's happened, it won't be because of us. It's because we must have tried to have stopped something happening to her.
If we pulled a drill out of her head, that seems like the exact opposite of trying to kill someone. That sounds like trying to save someone.
What if they were having dental surgery?
Maybe. That is an option.
She doesn't have functioning teeth.
Oh, you should do that early on, because that seems like a weird thing to not have. There's a god walking around like this. That would be awful.
It's a celestial being. It's a god. What do they need teeth for? They don't eat.
Wait, are you saying all gods don't have teeth? Because that's a horrifying image.
I'm writing this down.
No, gods don't have teeth.
Put that on a t-shirt.
Don't have teeth. I'm going to get a picture of Zeus and just take the teeth out. Hello, I'm Zeus.
It's that picture of what is it? Kronos trying to eat his children. You know, the famous painting, but it's like you're putting them into a slurry first.
With a straw, like I've got an old.
Oh God! But listen,
Hey, duck in the door.
Uriel.
Sorry. Yes.
Uriel's gone. Uriel's not here.
Uriel.
My partner, my god, might be dead. I'm sorry, I'm reacting a little strange.
I'm more. They don't have teeth. I think that's terrifying. You should put that in the blueprints.
We don't need to change the. We're getting away from the point.
Uriel.
Look, the point is, whatever has happened, Uriel, do you want us to keep trying to find out who has done this? Trying to find out who wanted these things made, and what happened in there and why?
If anything has happened to Minerva, we need to avenge it.
Avenge. Avenge. What does...
We're not avenging that.
What do you mean by avenge exactly? You mean if someone is doing a crime, we'd be like, haha, caught you red-handed, and then they would, be arrested. That kind of event.
Well, there's got to be justice. And if...
Yes, like with the organized system of justice. Yes, okay, good, okay. Justice. Yeah, well, I'm sure the mistress, she can help with justice and things, and, I feel like if Jai Rajaram is like, maybe he's doing some crime, maybe they're doing some crime, and like, then she'd probably want to help because, she could probably use that somehow with the Rojas.
I don't think she was a bad person. I think she just
Daedalus.
got right. I think she's
No,
just been
Daedalus is
employed
perfect
by
and
bad
wonderful.
people. I mean, perfect and wonderful is quite a big
Daedalus
statement.
is beautiful and innocent, and it's only because there was a mean hologram that is like being really mean to her and stressing her out, and we have to rescue her, okay?
No. Yes, I mean, I got a very good read on her.
For Uriel. Because of their thing.
For Uriel.
Because of the whole.
Oh, yes, of course, yes.
Yeah.
I didn't like her design inspirations, but she was a very fine craftsperson.
Well, to be fair, she isn't necessarily the one coming up with the inspiration. She might just be being, asked to make them.
I did not like her floating chair.
I didn't like that either, and
It was not good.
It seemed very efficient.
Part of me wondered if we should have helped her finish it, and
I do not really think I have the skills to help like a master craft person.
Oh,
like
no, but
Deadalus Grayne
me and
help
Uriel
finish
might
a
have
chair.
been able to do something and maybe, tweak it a little bit so we had more control on it.
We didn't go there to help Daedalus. We
Why
went there
did
to
we?
learn. We went there to learn from Daedalus what the deal was with the slithers. We found that out, and now we're closer to finding out what's happened on Martinsbane and why.
Yes.
And now we have to find Jaira Jerem Rojas, and that is the next piece of the puzzle. And
Just
we'll find
feels
out
like
whether...
we're just going in a lot of places, and
Is this not what the satellite wanted?
just worried about the cult.
Oh, do you want to stop and... I thought... Maybe it's all together, is it not separate
I
things?
think it might be, but don't think we have confirmation that it is yet.
We have to go for the shadowy place, don't we? His name was
Right.
I've forgotten.
Well, let's
Find out about the
look.
cult.
Maybe just going to Jai is an easy thing, but what if it's all linked? This could be dangerous.
I think we knew that the moment you got attacked by a mechanical spider.
That-
Oh, the
yeah, I
spider
gonna
was
say, that
fine.
was
She was
scary.
just pushing me into the back wall. It was fine. I could have beaten her very easily.
Okay.
Bless you.
Okay, well, where do you want to go next? To...
We should go find Jai, but you know them, Tenebris.
Not like personally, we're not like
Well, you-
bestie mates. They just everyone well, not everyone knows them. They're just kind of, they come from their family is more well known than them, really. Like,
Their family.
yeah, like the Rojas family is quite like important, and like I think they are like across the whole alliance, and like they're involved in like politics and stuff.
Oh.
That those kind of people, important people.
Do you think we'd be able to talk to them easily?
I think we should ask the mistress what to do. But
Maybe you could go up and see if she's, around. You know her better than we do. Maybe you should be the one to go up.
We'll just
oh yeah.
stay here and drink. Can we have another mimosa, Jeremy?
I have a water, actually.
Of course.
I will have a mimosa
especially
this
for
time, not a Bucks Fizz. Thank you.
Absolutely. But the
cutting
amount that
down.
I'm giving you, milady, it'll be an absolute train wreck anyway, so don't you worry about it. And hands you a goblet of bubbling mimosa. So
That must make a difference, right? The geometry of the glass must make a difference to how quickly it stops being bubbly. Like the larger the surface area.
Surely that's
For
the
bubbles to
purpose
form
of
on.
having the.
But is it the surface area that the fluid is exposed to, or
Oh,
the
but you say
surface
that.
area of the
Because
surface of the fluid?
You get those beautiful champagne glasses that are like that.
Hmm.
They're lovely.
surely-
They're fancy.
You get more bubbles in those,
Do you?
surely, because you've got a larger surface area for nucleation points.
You know what's gonna
So
have
when you
to
taste
happen?
it, you've got more.
We're
You need
going to
to
have
do a
to do
video
an
about this.
experiment. We're going to have to all get together, get a selection of classes,
That seems fair.
and see
So-
what bubbles work. We'll do it.
While
DnDebrief.
Infinity and Uriel are discussing how they're going to do this experiment, am I right? Did I understand correctly from that Tenebris, you are off to find the lady? You make your way up the stairs, through the servants' quarters. You see the places where you sat, where you watched. Not so long ago, but it seems like a lifetime. You knock on the simple, elegant door. Come in. Oh, I can't hear you.
Is this the reception room?
Yeah, and you've knocked on the door and come in.
I'll push it open.
You walk in, you see Saib standing, sitting, in fact, in front at her desk, working on screens that have been projected in front of her. She seems intent, working away. Come. Tenebris, my dear. With a swipe of the hand, the screens disappear. Sit. Now, what do you have to tell me?
Oh, just, reporting what's going on and seeing if you can help.
Perfect.
We went to see Deadalus Grayne. She's pretty cool. She had a giant spider. And now we have to go and see Jai Raja and Rojas. Well, we don't have to. It's just that they were paying Daedalus to make something. So we think they might be involved in something. Whatever was happening in Martin's Bane. So we want to, find out. But I thought maybe you would know, if Jai Raja and Rojas' name is on a money transfer. What does that mean, and how should we? I can't do all the politics like you do. So how do I find out more?
Interesting. She taps her chin with one manicured finger. And this was everything that happened while you were there, was it?
Well, Daedalus, I don't want her to get in trouble. She was scared, maybe you can protect her if I tell you, right?
If you I will always do everything in my power to help your friends, Tenebris. If you tell me what?
The person, the people who were employing her, it's not Jai Rajaram, or at least not just him. There was a hologram, and it said it was for the face. They wanted her to make something for the face, a throne, and the hologram was not like a person. It was like an image made of lots of different people stuck together. I don't know if that is what they look like, or if they were just hiding what they look like. And she was very scared of them. She has made things for them that people can't find out about it. You have to make sure that whatever happens, that she doesn't get into trouble.
Saib is gazing at you with black pits. Her eyes, huge dark eyes. She leans forward. Let me see. No. Let me see. And she places her palm on your forehead. You feel electrical cables snaking themselves around your head. Do you resist the wisdom save that's coming your way? She's inside your head. She sees the memories. She sees the face. She sees the throne. She sees Daedalus. And she leaves like a mist. Well, well, well. And you see her eyes narrow. This is new. So, and she seems to recollect herself. My dear, you wish to find Jai Rajaram, do you? That slippery character?
I figure we have to do something. I don't know if all I can think to do is ask, but you never just ask. You have all sorts of clever things, and then people tell you things, and then you make them tell you things.
It's not just me, though, is it, Tenebris, my dear?
Oh, well, you think I should? Yeah, you're right, because it's very important for Uriel and for Infinity Satellite and for the Daedalus, because we need to save her, basically. You saw what it was like. She's not very happy, and we have to save her.
You always were a clever girl. Of course, you must. Now, I wonder where Daedalus will be tonight.
Oh, God.
And
Daedalus
she
or
flickers again. Oh, sorry. Yes, thank you. I wonder where Jai Rajaram will be tonight. And she flickers again, and the goblin appears in front of you with a little sack of coins.
Oh, yeah.
Of course. You know where he'll be.
Oh, yeah. Oh, of course. Could we come with you to the party?
Now let me see. Tickets to the mask are not easily obtained. But where there's a will, there's a way. Let old Crookshanks see what he can do for you, eh?
All three of us, right?
Oh, of course, you and your friends, you all come with you, isn't it? Tenebris, my sweet, I always knew you were a special one, eh?
And the goblin reaches out, but instead of the kind of gnarled, cracked hand, you feel the soft skin of Saib's hand on yours.
My sweet, my only, my darling. Now, you leave all that to me, scurry along, do what you have to do, get some rest. The mask starts 8 p.m. tonight.
It's another episode of Simon's Social Anxieties.
I can't wait. La 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 la.
Hurry out of the
boy.
room and back to the kitchen.
And in the kitchen you find Infinity and Uriel. How many
Mimosas are
buckets-
excellent. I just think they're wonderful. They make my
Why would
they make my wires go fizzy. Look,
Why would they program a droid to get drunk? I don't understand.
look, watch. I just start droid crafting flowers all around the room. Look how pretty it is, Uriel.
Oh, Jesus.
So, as this scene draws to a close, is there anything that you would all like to do? So Saib has led you to believe, Tenebris, that she needs time to go and sort whatever she's going to sort. Is there anything in general that you would like to do before we move forward to when Saib returns?
If we're going to a party, Maybe we should have clothes. I've never really had nice clothes.
It will be an extremely fancy party, and it is very important that you have the right kind of clothes and not the wrong kind of clothes. And definitely not the same clothes that you wore to the party last year, okay?
I didn't go to the party last year.
They will know anyway. They will know.
Tenebris, you know that the mask... Yeah.
I mean,
nudist party.
that is true. That is true. So I guess maybe but you couldn't wear the same costume as you were last year. So yeah, we will need. But you can. So
I could
the thing is,
change into an animal.
Yeah. Also, if you want to wear a pretty dress, you just pretend that being pretty is just part of your character, and it's not because you were trying to be pretty. It's just like a coincidence that you look really good right now.
So if I wanted to be like a mouse, I could put little ears on and then just wear whatever I wanted. Be like,
People
I'm a
will
mouse. Duh.
Judge you because the thing is that is too transparent, and also some people is going to judge you anyway. But no, you can't do that.
I would like to wear a dress.
Well, no, you can wear a dress, but don't go as a mouse if you're going to wear a dress, because the standards are really high.
Right. So I could wear a dress and be a human.
Yes, because you're not a human. Oh my gosh, yes, that's a great costume. It's like subverting the expectations.
Or I could just be a panther.
That's not really okay. Sure, I don't know.
No, I want to wear a dress. I would like to wear a dress.
Okay.
Do I have to wear a dress?
Yes. You already wear a dress, Uriel.
It's not a dress.
It looks like a dress.
Actually, at the moment it is a dress.
I feel like it's always been a dress.
While this has happened, Jeremy has gone off and found you a piece of rope. It's actually very lovingly crafted. It's quite colourful as well.
Oh. The merch is out of date, people. We need to get some new. It's exactly the same with a multicoloured belt.
Infinity in a dress.
So, is there anything you would all like to do before? Okay, I hear shopping. So we'll say that
This still gets worse all the time.
We don't shop.
Okay.
In this household, you send people to shop for you.
Dresses.
You don't shop.
as you're all having this discussion, thinking about what you're going to do over the next 8 hours, Infinity, you have had a fair few mimosas.
And some Bucks Fizzes.
And as the conversation turns to different costumes, and Uriel puts up a bit of a fight, and everybody's trying to convince him, and it's going on, and you drink more and more. At some point, your circuits just cut out, and you slip into a dream. You are hanging above the surface of Braxigantu. It is virgin. You see no sign of any life. And you feel excitement. You feel a sense of purpose. You feel a drive. And you also feel a weight of memory inside you. A huge tome of history that you have lived. And you feel like this place is where you've been bound for. And that's where we'll end today.
Okay.
Oh boy. Oh god. There's a lot to unpack here.
Lovely. That was a good episode. Wasn't that a good episode? I feel like that was a good episode.
Every episode's a good episode with my friends.
Oh,
With my friends, every episode is the best episode. Da-da.
Oh.
I love the
Yeah! Freeze frame. All our matching merch, obviously.
Oh yeah, we'll do it again when we've got.
I mean, we've all got matching.
Yeah.
We've all got match.
Yeah.
Oh boy, how Wow. Merch.
Nice.
Wow.
Many
merch.
questions.
Guess where you can get it? rpgeeks.tmail.com. That's rpgeeks.temill.com.
Full stop.
now.
COM.
Right now. Go. Get it now. Right now.
Other exciting things I'm going to tell you about before we go. So for those of you in the UK, particularly for those of you more in the London-ish area,
What a
some
great
of
place
us
to
will
be.
be going to Dragon Con on Saturday.
Dragon
the
Meat, it's called.
3rd.
Dragon
Oh,
Meat.
Dragon Meat, which is a con. Thank you. On Saturday the 3rd of December.
Not long.
Not
It's
long.
like 2 and a bit weeks.
We're also,
God,
I've
that's
received
close.
confirmation today, running a live show there.
We are. Are we?
early
Good,
evening.
good,
Yes, we are.
good,
By the way,
good.
Emily Bates.
Yeah.
We are running New Jeans Please at
Am I running
at
New Jeans, please?
Dragon Meat.
You're running New
Well,
Jeans,
one of us
please.
is. We
You're,
have to discuss.
running New Jeans, please, and I'm
What's
playing
New
it.
Jeans,
We
please?
are running. It's
You
game.
hear them
Oh,
all.
New Jeans, please is
It's game.
the game that Chamonix and the rest of us helped came up with, but Chamonix is Le Grand creator. Also,
first.
Khalil Thurlaway from the Natural History
Yes.
Museum. We love him. He's great. He helped
Khalil.
too. And it's our
First
live
original
show.
TTRPG.
Yeah.
Designed for
Yeah.
a live audience. The audience get to choose various aspects of the story, help as things go along, and roll some of our giant inflatable D6s.
The best
Oh,
part
we're bringing the
about whole thing.
D6s as well. Yes.
Oh yeah,
I will
Should
bring
we
them.
have
I've got
Do you
two,
have
yeah,
them?
I've got two.
Oh god, I haven't planned this. Yeah, we should because we're running the game. We cannot run the game without the inflatables. The
Absolutely
inflatables are vital. So follow our socials, particularly Twitter, for more info on those. Our Twitter is at RPGeeksDnD. Yes, it is, and that's also our Instagram handle. That's my job.
Just
Emily Bates.
blew yourself back from the mic.
Apologies.
I'm the sneezy one. Our
headphones
Instagram
fell
handle, our
off.
TikTok handle. We are on YouTube at RPGeeksDnD and podcast. And please leave us some
Everywhere.
podcast reviews. I don't know how
They're
podcasts work,
starting-
but I think reviews are important.
I don't want to say anything, but lots of
Yeah.
people have been liking and following the podcast recently. It's
Is that a
quite
thing you can do?
apparently so.
Oh.
I didn't notice, and the other day I was like, we didn't have that many people liking and following before. So get in with the crowd, everyone. But so far, no one has left us a written review that I can read on Apple Podcasts, or iTunes. So if
They're
anyone
all
wants to,
full of profanities, the ones that we have.
You can
I
read.
haven't seen any
Are they
written.
embarrassing?
I'm not very good at reading, so that's the problem.
They're all there.
Sometimes I go cooks, and I don't quite understand what's happening, and that's but yeah, if you want to leave us our first written review, we'll definitely read it out.
Great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if it's nice. If you're horrible, I probably won't.
I was going to say, I feel like it's dangerous to suggest that we'll
What
read
if it's
anything.
like-
People who don't like us haven't got to the end of this episode. Like they haven't gone. You know what I
Oh,
need to
no.
listen to? The end of episode 35.
Yeah.
Someone's going to be hate
There's a
listening
bit
to
where they
this.
just throw it.
Just like, oh, this is terrible. I can't
it's like
stop
sandpaper
listening.
in my ears.
It's so good, and it's just so annoying because it makes
Your
me think
challenge-
about science and D&D.
Andy's just written in chat, this podcast is, and then a bunch of stars. And
Fucking
maybe-
brilliant,
It's
boy!
given me the idea that your challenge is to write a podcast review that I will read and think, what a lovely podcast review, but it's secretly full of innuendo.
Yes.
I will
It will
read
not
it
be
immediately
hard.
and go, ha ha.
You will know.
Yeah, it will.
You will know. And then you'll read out and
That's
that's
perfect.
lovely.
That is
And
perfect.
as long as I don't know, you have 1 point. Okay? That's there we go.
There was a lot of subtle innuendo today in today's one. And
Even I
actually
noticed
think-
some of it, actually.
And I think I actually did very well.
Yeah, I
You
think
do very
you did
well.
all
Yeah,
do
you
very
did
well.
go-
Really,
I think I'm growing up, everyone.
Yeah, we're growing as a team.
we're changing, we're growing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't like
The
it.
podcast is
us.
developing hair where there wasn't hair before. The pitch of the podcast is also just going downwards.
We could do that. You could slowly lower the pitch.
Anyway,
And then suddenly up
The long con. Oh my god, that'd be hilarious.
Anyway, let us depart. Thank you, podcast YouTube listeners. We think you're excellent. We shall see you next week.
bye.
Bye.
Bye.